Zeus had a lot going on. The king of the gods, lord of lightning, ruler of Mount Olympus. And yet if you were to follow him around for a typical divine Tuesday, you'd spend most of it watching him disguise himself as animals, sneak past a furious wife, and cause cascading catastrophes across the ancient Mediterranean. The man was never not chasing someone. Today, on Epic Greek Myths, we're starting a two-part series covering every single lover of Zeus that mythology has on record. Part 1 is the divine side, his wives before Hera, the queen herself, and his affairs with goddesses and nymphs. Part 2 covers the mortal women, and that list is long. Let's start from the very beginning. Part 1. The divine wives before Hera. Before Zeus ever married Hera, he had already been through multiple divine relationships. In Hesiod's Theogony, one of our oldest mythological sources, these are listed almost like a curriculum vitae of cosmic unions. Let's go through them. 1. Metis. Metis was Zeus's first wife and arguably his most consequential one. She was a Titan goddess, an Oceanid, embodying wisdom and cunning, two qualities Zeus famously respected and also deeply feared. Their relationship began as an alliance. After Zeus led the rebellion against the Titans, Metis had been one of his key supporters. Marriage followed. But then came a prophecy. The fates declared that Metis was destined to bear children who would surpass their father in power. The first child would be a daughter, manageable. The second would be a son who would overthrow Zeus, just as Zeus had overthrown Cronus, just as Cronus had overthrown his own father before him. Zeus could not let this happen. So he did what the gods of this era did when they were afraid. He acted first and asked questions never. Zeus lured Metis close and swallowed her whole. This did not stop the pregnancy. Inside Zeus's body, Metis continued crafting armor and weapons for the child growing within her. Eventually, Zeus developed a skull-splitting headache. Some versions say Hephaestus split his skull open with an axe. Either way, from Zeus's head emerged Athena, fully grown, fully armored, and ready for war. Metis was never seen again. She remained inside Zeus, whispering wisdom to him for eternity, simultaneously the most imprisoned and most influential figure in all of Olympus. 2. Themis. After Metis came Themis, titaness of divine law, order, and prophecy, Zeus's second wife. Their union produced two remarkable sets of children. First, the Horai, goddesses of the seasons, Eunomia, order, Dike, justice, and Irene, peace. Second, the Moirai, the three fates, Clotho, who spun the thread of life, Lachesis, who measured it, and Atropos, who cut it. The same man who swallowed his first wife was also the father of justice, order, and the fates. Greek mythology does not reward searching for consistency. 3. Eurynome. Third came Eurynome, another Oceanid, goddess of watery meadows and the sea's surface. From her union with Zeus came the three Charites, or Graces, Aglaia, Euphrosyne, and Thalia, goddesses of beauty, charm, and celebration. The river god Asopos is also sometimes named as their child. 4. Demeter. Yes, Demeter. Demeter was Zeus's sister, goddess of agriculture and grain, and one of the original Olympians. In some versions, this encounter was not consensual. Demeter resisted Zeus. In others, they transformed together into snakes, which is either symbolic of something profound or just deeply strange. From their union came Persephone, the same Persephone who would later be taken by Hades, her own uncle, into the underworld. Zeus gave Hades permission to abduct his own daughter. The family dynamics on Olympus were, to put it gently, complicated. 5. Mnemosyne. Fifth was Mnemosyne, titaness of memory and language. Zeus spent 9 consecutive nights with her. the divine equivalent of a very long date, and from those nights came the 9 muses, patrons of epic poetry, history, love poetry, music, tragedy, sacred hymn, dance, comedy, and astronomy. Every great human creative work in Greek culture was thought to be inspired by one of them. All of it traced back to 9 nights with Mnemosyne. 6. Leto. 6th was Leto, a gentle Titaness, daughter of Koios and Phoebe. From her union with Zeus came Apollo and Artemis, 2 of the 12 Olympians. Leto's story is not a gentle one. By the time she was pregnant, Zeus had already married Hera. Hera was furious and forbade the earth itself from offering Leto a place to give birth. She sent the serpent Python to pursue her. No land would shelter her out of fear of Hera's wrath. Leto finally found refuge on Delos, a floating island technically unattached to the earth, and therefore not bound by Hera's decree. Clinging to a palm tree, she gave birth first to Artemis, and then, with Artemis assisting, to Apollo. 2 of the 12 Olympians born from one of Zeus's most persecuted lovers. 7. Dione. Some traditions, particularly those rooted in the oracle at Dodona, name Dione as one of Zeus's consorts, a goddess of uncertain origin, possibly a Titan or Oceanid. In Homer's Iliad, Dione is named as the mother of Aphrodite by Zeus. It's a minority tradition. Most myths say Aphrodite rose from sea foam, but if true, it means Zeus fathered the goddess of love herself. Part 2. The wife, Hera. After all of that, Zeus pursued Hera. Hera was his sister, goddess of marriage and family, and the most powerful goddess in the Olympian order. She refused him repeatedly. Zeus eventually disguised himself as a wounded cuckoo bird, shivering in a storm, letting her find him. Moved by compassion, she cradled the small bird to warm it, at which point Zeus revealed himself. They married, and Hera became queen of Olympus. Together they had Ares, god of war, Hephaestus, god of the forge, Eileithyia, goddess of childbirth, and Hebe, goddess of youth. Their marriage was one of the most dysfunctional relationships in mythology. Hera was powerful, proud, and fully aware of every affair her husband was having. She could not punish Zeus directly. He was king of the gods, so she redirected her rage at his lovers, his children, and anyone connected to the affairs she couldn't stop. She is one of the most sympathetic figures in all of Greek myth. Trapped in a marriage she didn't choose, to a husband she couldn't control, watching the evidence of his faithlessness walk around the ancient world, becoming heroes. Her anger was not irrational. It was the only power she had. Part 3. The affairs, goddesses and nymphs. Now we get into the affairs. Let's start with the divine ones. 8. Maia. Maia was one of the 7 Pleiades, daughters of the Titan Atlas, a shy, reclusive nymph who lived alone in a cave on Mount Kilian in Arcadia, specifically to avoid the company of gods. It did not work. Zeus found her anyway. From their union came Hermes, messenger of the gods, patron of travelers, thieves, and language. Hermes was born at dawn and had invented the lyre and stolen Apollo's cattle before the day was over. Maia raised him quietly and largely alone. 9. Persephone. In the Orphic tradition, Zeus also had a union with Persephone, his own daughter by Demeter. It appears in the Orphic texts and produces Zagreus, a deity of the underworld who in some myths is the first Dionysus, torn apart by the Titans and reborn. It is one of the stranger corners of Greek mythology which is saying something. 10. Aegina. Aegina was a water nymph, daughter of the river god Asopos. Zeus carried her off to an island which took her name. When Asopos came looking for his daughter and tracked Zeus down, Zeus struck him with a thunderbolt. Aegina bore Zeus a son named Aeacus, who became king of the island and one of the 3 judges of the dead in the underworld. 11. Electra. Electra was a Pleiad nymph of Samothrace. From her and Zeus came Dardanos, the founder of Dardania, which would eventually become Troy. Electra's son founded the city whose destruction would define an entire age of myth. 12. Taygete. Another Pleiad. Zeus pursued Tayget against her will, and she prayed to Artemis to be saved. Artemis transformed her into a doe. Some versions say Zeus still caught her, others say the form protected her. She is traditionally named the mother of Lacedaemon, the founder of Sparta. The Pleiades constellation carries the stories of nearly all 7 sisters, many of whom Zeus or Poseidon pursued. 13. Lamia. Lamia was a queen of Libya loved by Zeus and mother to his children. Hera, in her wrath, destroyed or stole those children. The exact method varies by source. The grief drove Lamia to madness, and the madness transformed her into a monster who devoured other people's children. She became one of the great bogeymen of Greek mythology, a creature mothers invoked to frighten children into obedience. Once a queen loved by a god, then a mother destroyed by jealousy, then a monster made entirely from grief. That's part 1. Every divine wife, every goddess, every nymph. And we haven't even gotten to the mortals yet. Part 2 is where things get truly wild. Io, Europa, Semele, Alcmene, Leda, Danae, the mortal women whose stories rippled outward into heroes, wars, and constellations. Like and subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you there.